we really feel, and I really feel, that after almost 2 decades of pushing things forward, DNA vaccines or DNA medicines is at the cusp of commercializing its first product.
Hello. Good things come to those who wait, and the stock market, as Warren Buffett once said, is a vehicle for the transfer of wealth from the impatient to the patient. Inovio is that one play which I've been in for over 1 year right now, but when you look at the stock price I got in at last year at $12, the stock is trading today at $7, meaning a 40% drop. If you have been following me, you will know that I have continued to average down my position the entire year. More and more pieces of the puzzle are being put into place right now, and there is so much bullish news that I believe the stock is really at that tip of the iceberg where a small, medium or large catalyst could sink the shorts for good. What are the recent huge news and what will happen in the run up to earnings call, which has been confirmed on the 9th of November? Stay tuned for this and more. Keep it simple. Well. The current stock price is an absolute joke, and it has been on the receiving end of a colossal hit job. But for me, that's all good, and I ain't complaining as I'm managing to load in more shares and build up my position. The biggest recent catalyst that was filed with the SEC failed to move the stock at all. In fact, the stock dropped over 1% on the day, signaling to me that either everyone missed this or potentially indicates the stock was and is continually being heavily manipulated. Remember, I ain't no financial advisor. I'm just a simple trader. No more plugging. Let's start drilling. 26th of October, Inovio filed a Form 8K with the SEC. Now, what is a Form 8K? A Form 8K is a current report that listed companies must file with the SEC to announce major events that shareholders should know about. Why is this not released as a press release by Inovio or even tweeted on their Twitter page? One of two things. Either their PR department needs to be replaced, or there is something more strategic going on right here. So, Inovio announced that the WHO, World Health Organization, had confirmed to Inovio on 26th of October that Inovio's COVID-19 vaccine candidate, INO 4800, is one of only 2 vaccines currently being tested in a large international randomized controlled phase 3 clinical trial called, check this, the Solidarity Trial Vaccines. This is being funded, sponsored and conducted by the WHO, which means what? The WHO must be so confident with INO 4800's phase 1 and 2 results, and plus they must have some inside access to more data, right? That only adds to the growing bullish thesis and should generate far more upside in the long term. Remember, supposedly the WHO have strong connections and ties to China, and considering the WHO gave Sinovac, a Chinese biotech, an EUA emergency use authorization for their COVID-19 vaccine candidate Coronavac back in June, is the precedent to go to for what I believe will be happening very soon for INO 4800. Inovio's partnership with Chinese biotech and vaccine in this regard is just the game-winning move that will spell checkmate for the shorts on the stock very quickly. As stated by the WHO, the Solidarity Trial Vaccines is designed to rapidly evaluate the efficacy and safety of promising new candidate vaccines selected by an independent vaccine prioritization advisory group composed of leading scientists and experts. They go on to say that INO 4800 was selected out of a group of approximately 20 vaccine candidates, but you would have to assume the 20 was selected out of a list of even more. Currently, according to the New York Times tracker, there are in fact 41 vaccines in late stage testing. So the fact that Inovio has been selected should have been so explosive and so dynamite that it should have sent shockwaves through the entire market. It did not, and that's probably because Inovio decided to keep this one quiet. As an Inovian, I know what I hold, and I know the company is turning on the rocket thrusters right now. I just need to wait for ignition, and this WHO trial inclusion is the clearest signal for a...
Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts.
Okay, so the stock finally decided to react to this news. Even though it was quite a delayed response, we got one nonetheless, and it was reported by Reuters and multiple other news sources on Thursday, and then we did see it pop 7% to close the day. I believe the run-up will continue, and at some point the rise will be extremely explosive. Let's drill deeper. According to the WHO website, the Solidarity Trial Vaccines Initiative includes the Ministries of Health of Colombia, Mali, and the Philippines. Well. On the 21st of October, Inovio announced a new collaboration with none other than Colombia. A memorandum of understanding was signed with Colombia's Ministry of Health and Social Protection, reflecting the intent to advance efforts to combat the pandemic and endemic threat posed by COVID-19. The next part is key. The MOU creates a framework for collaboration arrangement under which Inovio and the government plan to explore knowledge sharing, technology licensing, and capacity building that support developing and producing vaccines and other biopharmaceuticals in Colombia. Essentially, this new move goes above and beyond the previous announcement of commencement of phase 3 INO 4800 trials in Colombia. Meaning what? Clearly, Colombia sees the huge potential in INO 4800 moving forward, but more so, maybe, just maybe, they are eyeing the entire vaccine pipeline of Inovio. Back to the Solidarity Trial vaccines, they state that an independent panel of scientists and vaccine experts were tasked with reviewing and selection of the vaccines that have been tested in phase 2 clinical trials already. The selection of the vaccines to take forward had to meet some predefined criteria, including safety, effectiveness, stability of the vaccine, easily stored and transported under normal conditions, which is key, availability and quick production for global distribution, and the ease in which they are administered. The mere fact that we as Inovians already know the supremacy and superiority of INO 4800 compared to the majority, if not all, of the currently approved EUA vaccines for all of those requirements months ago is now validated fully by the WHO. This gives me extreme added confidence in Inovio moving forwards. The numbers are pointing to a game-changing pop, and I believe the numbers will keep getting squeezed until the lid cannot contain the coke anymore. What do I mean by that? Well, the short interest of Inovio is at a colossal 22.23% according to shortsqueeze.com. This means if the company has monumental news, it could trigger a showtime squeeze to the upside. What about the institutions? The fact the price of the stock has continued to take a hit means there should be a lot of selling pressure, right? Well, according to Fintel, the largest institutional owners of Inovio have not moved a penny, meaning they are holding strong, they are hodling. But what's more telling is that according to Market Beat, for the last 5 reportable quarters, the institutional buying has outweighed the selling.
My mind is literally blown right now.
So how has the stock managed to continue to sell off to get to $7 levels? Forget this, I simply do not care. And in fact, as an Inovian bull, I don't really want a massive pop anytime soon. I need the price here so I can continue to load in every month for as many months as I can on every paycheck. For me, it will be inevitable that Inovio will rise in stock value and rise big in 2022. The way I see it, Inovio will be the disruptor in the biotech and vaccine space, much like how Tesla was the disruptor in vehicles and how Affirm is disrupting credit cards. To summarize, the WHO solidarity trial vaccines presents a clear validation of what we Inovians knew all along, that INO 4800 will dominate and rise once the phase 3 trials are completed. It has been diabolical how in the face of monetary gains and hidden agendas that Inovio has been held back by the system in the US. Now that they are free from that, we are finally seeing the final pieces being put together. There will be people who still doubt the stock, but the company and what they stand for in the aid of humanity is something else. How anyone could short such a company is beyond my understanding if it were not for monetary gain.
The true importance of biotechnology and what these biotech companies on the private sector side could do by partnering with the public sector, but also really applying the technology to bring out medicines and vaccines that can help save people's lives.
It's exactly like how car companies were running scared of Tesla years ago and are now, only now, just adapting to EVs themselves. I believe the vaccine makers are exactly where the car makers were years ago and are running scared of Inovio. Clearly, once proof of concept of DNA vaccines comes in the form of an EUA in INO 4800, a lot of the big pharma will have their vaccine sales literally vaporized. It will be fun to see what tricks they adopt on Inovio stock along the way. But much like what the shorts tried and continued to try on Tesla, I think they will fail in the long run. Thanks for watching, and please note, for me, Inovio is some next level biotech game-changing company, not only for my own portfolio, but for the actual saving of millions of lives and moving humans to the next level of health and longevity. So please take this drill with precaution and always do your own DD. If you found this video informative, then please do me a simple favor and consider to subscribe to my channel so you get a pop-up when a new video is uploaded. I am a simple trader. I try to keep this simple and will simply see you in the next video.